flick yarn has just been a game changer. It's so fast. Michelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. So today I'm going to be showing you all everything that I have knitted in the month of September. And so yeah, let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you all is my Sophie scarf. Okay, so my Sophie scarf, I just love it so much. Let me show you all the scarf up close. I'm so proud of myself because I did the I-cord. That was cool. That was a new technique for me. And it's a pretty straightforward pattern. You just need to know garter stitch and of course the I-cord, but the pattern explains it pretty well. Now, there is a tutorial on YouTube that I will link below if you need a little bit of help on the I-cord, but it's pretty straightforward. Of course, I did make some mistakes. So here it is. Let me see if I can find... let's see. Now I can't find them. Maybe that's a good thing when you can't find your mistakes. Let's see. I know I made... Okay. So, my mistakes were mainly towards like the beginning when I started. It's so important to keep up with your stitch count. And one little tip I can give you is to make sure that you put a stitch marker on the right side. That way you know, like, whenever it's time to do the right side, you know you're on the right side, because you can get, or at least me, I have the tendency of getting the right side and the wrong side mixed up, especially on a pattern like this where it looks the same. I mean, it's pretty easy to get messed up if you don't keep count of your stitches. So let's see, I used my yarn in the Minnesota DK. This is QueensYarnBoutique Minnesota DK base. It is 50% superwash merino wool and 50% cotton, and I just love this so much. I've actually never worked with this sort of fiber content before, and so it's so much fun and I enjoyed it, and it's really soft. It's really soft. Oh, and the colorway is called Plum. So this is the Plum colorway. So I actually made the small size. So the pattern comes, like, you can either do the small size or the large size. And I know what you're thinking. This does not look small. Well, I changed the needle size. So let me get my notes right. The pattern calls for a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter knitting needle. However, I used a US 6, which is a 4.0 millimeter knitting needle. And I tried to use the US 4, but oh my gosh, like, the stitches were so tight and I was just not enjoying it. And since this was a DK weight yarn, I figured I could get by with using a US 6, and that's what I did. So that's that. I really want to work on, excuse me, I really want to work on my tension and just improving that. So that's that. I don't know about y'all, but like the changing of the weather, it's just got my throat feeling tickly and got my asthma all out of whack. It's crazy. Does anybody else, like, when the changing of the weather comes, they have problems with breathing and all that craziness? But anyway, we shall move on. All right, so yep, that is all I wanted to say. Now, I did want to say that the center ended up measuring 5.5 inches. And I do believe the pattern, like, if you make the small size, the pattern, the width is around 4 inches. So my small size is 4.5 because I went up to the US 6. So just something to keep in mind. If yours don't turn out this big, it is because I used a US 6 instead of a 4. But this will not be my last Sophie scarf. I want to make more. Oh, I didn't mention who it was by. So the Sophie scarf is by Petite Knit. So I'll leave the link to the pattern and all that good stuff down in the description box. Or, yeah, down in the description box below. All right, let's see. I think that is all. Oh, yes, I did block this. And it's so interesting, like, I thought it was pretty long anyway, but after I blocked it, it grew like 3 inches. And so, you know, if you look at the picture of the mannequin, like I guess you can call them like the tails, go down a lot further down the mannequin. So I thought that was interesting. But let me try it on. And the great thing about this pattern is I learned a lot of new techniques. Like, what is it? Slip knit SKP, whatever that stands for. And also I learned how to bind off knitwise and purlwise. I knew how to bind off knitwise, but purlwise, had to learn that one. So anyway, this is my scarf. So I've seen people wear this a lot of different ways. This is kind of like the classic way that I've seen a lot of people wear it. Also, what I was thinking, because I have some pins, and so I was thinking I could like pin it here or just do like one tie like so. Would be really cute. And I know a lot of people have used their Sophie scarf for their hair. Now the one that I made, I think is a little bit too big for my hair. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how good that would look in my hair. So, oh, it's not bad. Let me tie it. So it would go something like that. I think that looks all right. Yeah. But yeah, so what I like about this is that it's so versatile and you can wear it any way that you like. I am excited to see how I'm going to wear it and how I can pair it with other things. Okay, so when I finish this, and oh, by the way, one skein of the Minnesota DK base has 231 yards in it, and I didn't even put a dent in that skein. So I had quite a bit left over, which moves me along to my next finished project. All right, so have my notes. The next one that I made is the Pin Me Up Headband by Chanel from Knititude. Y'all, I love this. Love it, love it, love it. It's so many different ways to wear it. So, of course, I am using my yarn. It's from the same skein as the Sophie scarf. Same skein. I managed to whip this lovely headband out. Now, oh, I forgot to mention, the Sophie scarf is a paid pattern. But this is a free pattern on her blog. So you can find it on Ravelry, which I will leave linked below. But it will open up to her blog and you can get the pattern for free there. Look at those lovely garter stitches. I feel like this is a really good alternative to the Sophie scarf. So, you know, maybe you're not into the I-cord, or maybe you just don't really want to learn the I-cord. If you can do garter stitch, if you can do knit back and forth, you got this. It is so simple to do. And there's so many different ways to wear it. As you all saw in the picture, I tied mine up into a bow. Now, if you look at the way Chantel from Knititude styled it, she tied it from the back and then she did one knot in the front, and it was kind of like the two little tails. But I wanted to tie mine into a bow. So I wanted to be able to tie it in the front, twist it, loop it with the bunny ears, and kind of wear it draped over my face. That's how I like to wear my scarves. And so I did modify it a little bit. Let's see, I used a US 8 5.0 millimeter knitting needle, which is what the pattern calls for. And let's see, how long? I don't have it in my notes, but I believe mine ended up being like 44 inches. And I did not block this because one thing about garter stitch is that it will stretch. And also, I was using this in my hair. And so by the time I had tied it and looped it and did all those wonderful things, it had stretched out. And looking at this now, wouldn't this make like a great necktie? Like, I do not know how to tie a tie, which is which is terrible. But wouldn't this make like a great necktie? Like if you wanted to make one for someone, that would be really nice as a necktie. Or you can just, wear it as a little scarf. Make that even. You could wear it as a little scarf. But yeah, I love it. I put mine in my hair, and it's probably not gonna look right, but I wanted to make it so I can do at least one tie and then the bunny ears bow. It's just something like that. It looked a lot better in my other hairstyle. But yeah, I really do like this a lot. And so the crazy thing is, and I told you all, so it's 231 yards in each skein of the Minnesota DK. Well, after making both scarves, I still have this much left. Crazy, right? I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have so many of these little ends. I didn't weigh this, but it's quite a bit of yarn left. So it's just crazy to me. Like, I made 2 scarves and I made them both bigger than what the pattern called for. And I still have this much yarn left. So I'm kind of excited about it. I need to come up with like some sort of scrappy project to put all these little ends in, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, so that's that. Moving on to the next one. All right, so the next project that I made is the super soft merino hat by Purl Soho. That's my hat here. I love it so much. Gosh, it's so soft. It is so soft. And I love the color. Now, this is a free pattern by Purl Soho. And the yarn that I used was the Barocco Noble yarn. It is 98% extra fine merino wool, 2% polyester elite. And this is a number 6 super bulky. It has 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 98 yards, which is 90 meters. And in terms of the color, let's see, it says color 2060, but I think I looked up what the actual name was. Dahlia. The actual name of this yarn is called Dahlia. Now, unfortunately, this yarn is discontinued. Oh, and I like it so much, but it's discontinued. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I really wanted to find it, I could, do some serious research on it. But it's discontinued. I looked on the Barocco website and it is discontinued. So that's sad. But I love this pattern so much. It's just a simple 3x3 rib, and then you do stockinette. I did finish it up with some DP ends, and it is so pretty. So pretty. So for this, I did use a US 11 size needle, which is an 8mm. I'll go ahead and try it on. I don't know if I have the right hair for this, but it fits great. And my husband, he tried it on too, and it fit him really well. And so I think I might need to make him one in a different yarn, of course. But love it. It fits so perfectly. And I don't know what's going on, but it's trying to get cold here in North Carolina because we don't have real weather here, and it usually don't get cold for like another month. So yeah, we're trying to get a little cold here. So that's exciting. So I finally get to wear things like this. I was debating on whether to add a pom-pom or not. So what I did, just in case I change my mind in the future, I did leave a tail here in case I want to add a pom-pom one day. So we'll see. And I actually have enough of the yarn left over to make my own pom-pom if I wanted to. I know that there are some faux fur pom-poms out there which are great, but you know, I wouldn't mind making like one of the old school pom-poms where you go around and around and around and then you cut, you know. That could be fun. But this is how much yarn I had left over. It's so soft. It's so squishy. So I did wet block this hat. I wet blocked it and laid it flat. Y'all, it took like 2 days for this to dry. And it was funny because I would just walk by it, pick it up, twirl it around, put it back down, because I didn't want it to dry with like a fold or like a crease. So that's how I did that. Very happy with that. All right, let me clear some stuff aside here because y'all know it starts to get a little crazy around here. Okay, so the next project is my Awan vest by Bash Harry. Love this vest so much, and I'm sure you all already know. Here it is. Okay, so I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on this vest because I uploaded a video that was completely dedicated to the whole process of making this vest, and I will leave it attached to the end screen, and I'll probably leave it I'll leave it below as well, but I'll make it easy for you and just attach it to one of the end screens at the end. Look at it. It's just, it's gorgeous. Now, this is a paid pattern, and I'll leave the link for you all. And the yarn that I used was Cascade Yarn 128 Superwash. It's 100% Superwash Merino wool. It is 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. 120 yards, 117 meters. And what's fun is that I do have, let me see if I can pull this out. I do have one skein left, and so I'm going to do some sort of matching accessory with it. But here's the yarn, and you all know I love purple, and this is just such a beautiful shade of purple, and it's called Italian Plum. I think that's a very appropriate name. So yeah. Yay! I'm just so excited about this. So excited. I did use I used interchangeable needles, and I modified from the pattern just a little bit, not in the construction, but in the needles that I used. I went up a needle size, and so for let's see, for the body, I used a US 13, which is a 9mm. And then for the ribbing, I used a 10.5, which is a 6.5mm, not crochet hook, knitting needle. And I did use DPNs for the I-cord, and I used the 10.5, US 10.5, 6.5mm knitting needles for the I-cord neckline finishing. And so it took me about a month and a half to do this. So I'm so excited, and I'm already ready to cast on for my next knitted garment. I just got to figure out what it's going to be, because y'all, there's so many patterns out there that it's a rabbit hole. You just keep falling in, and you just keep falling. So yay, here it is. I'm very happy. All right. So those are all of my finished projects. I am going to show you all my current whip. Okay. So here is my current whip. And it is the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho. And the yarn that I'm using is my hand-dyed yarn. And this is on the Delirious DK base, which is 100% superwash merino wool. And it is, let's see, this is DK, so 231 yards. So this yarn here is one that I decided to keep for myself because it came out darker than I wanted it to. And so basically, sometimes when you're dyeing yarn, either the dye will break or maybe the manufacturer made it differently, but it turned out darker. And I used like the same amount of speckles, but anyway, those are yarn dyer problems. So this is the pattern that I am using, or this is the fabric that I'm creating rather, and it's just 1 by 1 rib, 1 by 1 rib forever and ever and ever. And so I am going to work till 9 inches. I think I'm around 6 inches right now. So yeah, I love the fabric that it's creating, and this is just such a wonderful knit to just like chill with. You can work in the car, you can work on it while watching movie, TV, YouTube videos, or whatever. And you see my cute stitch marker by Brown Girl Knits? So pretty. So yeah, so I am making this to go with my crocheted, let's see, this is the Haula Cowl by Katie Peterson. And this is a sample that I use at my craft shows. And so I wanted to make something to go with it. Now, of course, this is how vibranium is supposed to look. And this is the vibranium that had too many black speckles. But anyway, I am making this to match this. And so I like to wear knit and crochet together. And so I think that is going to look really, really good. All right. Put you over there. And so I am using a US 3, which is a 3.25mm knitting needle. And it's tiny, but I am doing better with tiny needles and well, this isn't tiny yarn, it's a DK, but tiny needles. I'm trying to do better with it. But what has really been helping me along with this hat is that I am flicking instead of throwing. Learning how to flick yarn has just been a game changer. It's so fast. And you definitely need it on a pattern like this where it's just like knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. And I really have been enjoying this pattern because I've been able to practice my purling while flicking, or flicking while purling, because to me that's a little bit more challenging than the knit stitch, like flicking with the knit stitch. But I got it, y'all. I've got it. It's very relaxing. And I cast it on 120 stitches for mine. And I think that's like an adult small, maybe. And so I still have this much left. So I think I'll be fine there. All right. Let's put this up. Okay. So what else did I want to show you all? Okay. So I have some stuff over here. I bought a row counter. Now, I prefer to write my stitches out. I prefer to write my stitches out. 1, 2, 3, all of that, and then you mark them off or whatever, however you do it. But I decided to buy a row counter. So I bought this row counter, and y'all, this thing clunked out on me like 2 hours after I bought it, which is sad. And like the numbers will not like display properly. It's a hot mess, and I really wanted to like it. And I tried to see if there was a way that I could like change the battery or something, but yeah, it's not working. So I didn't really feel like going all the way back to Joann's and switching it out, because Joann's is quite a little haul for me down the road, so I didn't want to do that. So I bought this row counter, and it works so much better. And call me old school, but it's just the fact that I feel like I have a little bit more control with this counter, because I can click it. The clicking noise, well, that can be a little annoying, but hey, at least my stitches will be counted, because I was like clicking this thing thinking it was counting, and it was not. So I have this. And funny story about this row counter is on the package, there is it looks like maybe like a lanyard. So I'm thinking the whole time that this thing is going to have a lanyard or some way of me wearing it around my neck. No such thing. It only comes with just this part. And so I got creative like we do, and I took some yarn and I threaded it through, and now I have a necklace. So this is yarn, and it's great because I'll just be working and working, and then I can just click and then go back to working, and it's awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all because it looked a little deceiving to me, but hey, they promised the counter, not the lanyard, so oh well. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to share with you all is my Interweave magazine. Look at it. Fantastic, right? So I just wanted to share a few things from this beautiful magazine that I just loved. So the first one I wanted to share was this hat. Look at this hat. I can't wait for my knitting skills to be that good. This is amazing. It is a fair owl hat. And I'm sure you experienced knitters already knew that. Let's see, what else? Okay, this one blew my mind. Blew my mind. It's a flannel shirt, but it does not look knitted to me. Does not look knitted. That is amazing. It looks just like flannel. That's so cool. Look how perfect the stitches are. Goals, right? And let's see what else. One more. This one. This one has a frost inspired motif. And since we're getting into the cold season, I thought this one would be nice to show. But that's amazing. And this is a lovely slouchy hat. So, yeah. I just love the styling of this magazine so much. Whoops. And if you all, I know that some of us, we knit and we crochet. So if you know of any good crochet magazines out there, let me know. I would love to check those out as well, because this is an amazing knit magazine. It really, really is. And it has a lot of other great things in there as well. All right, so the last thing to talk about today, and I don't know why I keep crossing my legs, because then they go to sleep. But I wanted to talk to you all about, or ask you all a bavardon question, which is just French for let's chat. So the question that I wanted to ask you all, do you think that pumpkin spice is overrated. I know, but y'all, look, people are putting pumpkin spice in everything from deodorant to toothpaste. It's getting out of control. But I wanted to bring that up because I put out a poll on Instagram. Let me pull that poll up. So I put out a poll on Instagram, and the results of the poll so far is 26 people say yes, absolutely, it is totally overrated. And so far, 12 people have said no way, pumpkin spice is not overrated. And so I've only had this poll up for a few hours, and so I'm really excited to see where it goes. But I was at the store and I bought this at Walmart because I love the taste of pumpkin spice in tea and coffee. And so I'm so excited to try this out. It's got pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie, chocolate brownie, banana bread, sugar cookie, blueberry mocha, apple cider, donuts. Let's see, what's this one? Cinnamon, French roast, maple pecan, chocolate fudge, and chocolate chip. I can't see what the one in the corner is, but anyway, cinnamon French toast. Yes, I cannot wait to get into this. And so, I really like pumpkin spice, but, let's not go too crazy. That's my only thing is, like, really, we put it in our deodorant. I mean, if you like that, that's cool and all. I'm excited to get some pumpkin spice. So, yeah. I had pumpkin spice. I had something pumpkin spice the other day. So, it's fun. It's cool and all. But just sometimes I think people just be going too far. So that is all that I have for you all today. I have links in the description box below to where you can find my favorite knitting and crochet supplies, my filming equipment, and all that good stuff. Also, check out my community tab because I do ask a lot of fun questions there on my YouTube community tab. And if you want to support my channel, the links are below. And so thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And you can find me on social media as QueensYarnBoutique. And to continue watching, you can click on the next screen to see more videos. Until next time, bye!